Guys, if you're going to Disney World, do yourself a favor. Don't lie to yourself and say that you will have money left over when you get back home. Because you will not. Where do I start? I mean, Disney is so freaking expensive now. I mean, you look at movies, most of their Disney slash Sony, because of the Sony deal, movies, all the steelbooks retail for about $50 now. When you're at the parks, and if you're a big man like me and you need constant refreshment, if you need water, Powerade, anything at all, the cheapest drink that I can recall is just a bottled Powerade or water, and they're all like $6. I mean, I think it's like 5.60 something. You round up, it's nearly $6 for a drink, and you need drinks constantly when you're at these parks. So of course, I did the responsible thing, and I decided to also spend a bunch of money on a bunch of souvenirs, not knowing how I was going to bring it all back and how I was going to pack it all into the car, and not knowing where I was going to put it all when I got back home. That's what I did. So, which means we have a video now. Show you guys everything I bought. So, I'm just going to start off with the small stuff because there was some big stuff that I purchased, and there's some big spending going on. So let's start with the simple things. One of the drinks that I got was really good. It's in Pizzafari, which is apparently the common. Apparently, it's the common thing to dislike Pizzafari. I'm not well versed in the Disney culture of which restaurants and snack stands and food stands are better. If I'm hungry, I'm gonna find somewhere close by to where I'm at, and I'm gonna eat. Vice versa. If I'm thirsty, I'm going to just stop wherever's nearby. So, for Pizzafari, you get different slushies, different mixed drinks. You can have a cube put into your drink where it's just it works. It's just a light up cube. This is really, that's it. There's nothing else to it. It's just a cube that goes up. They put in your drink. You got to finish the whole drink so you can use napkins and dry it off so you can wad it up into napkins, wrap it up, and stuff it in your backpack or satchel or fanny pack, whatever you're bringing, to keep it dry and not sticky, especially if you have a slushy or soda that this came with. So, it's just a light up cube. That's about it. So when it comes to Disney movies, I really love Pirates of the Caribbean. For the parks, it's one of my favorite rides. I don't think it's quite at the top for me, but it is up there. It's probably top 10. So I love the Pirates ride. This was the key set for the first movie when all the prisoners are trying to get the dog to give them the keys. And this is metallic. If you're carrying around a backpack like I did at the parks, this gets heavy real quick, especially if you're gonna buy a bunch of more stuff and make that backpack very full and heavy. So the next thing I got, these are a couple items in Epcot. If you go to the China section, they have this where on the back of it, it'll have your name in Chinese, it'll have your name in English and your name in Chinese. So it's a pretty cool keepsake to have. It's just a keychain, but it's still pretty neat. And then they have these, I guess, Chinese zodiac signs. I think it's what it's called. Where you have, you look at your birth year and they'll have different years. So being born in 99, I was the year of the rabbit. If you get it, you look on the back, it has like a general description of what you're supposed to be like based off of which animal you are. So it's just kind of neat trinket to have. And that's also a keychain. And so we move on to the next thing. In Epcot, they also had the wine and food. I think the Epcot, I'm rating it now, Food and Wine Festival, where there's so much more. I guess they call them pop-up countries, where it's not like a restaurant per se. It's just a small building where they have like 2 or 3 items on their menu from countries that aren't typically featured in Epcot. So this is a salt and pepper shaker. It's in the shape of a trash can, but it has the Food and Wine Festival logo on there. So I wanted something that has these logos on it. I think it's the same as the other side. Yes, I just wanted to have something that had that advertised on it. Like I said, I just buy these little trinkets for really no reason at all. And then we have here, this is an animal. This is an okapi. So I always liked okapis growing up. And if you don't know what they are, they're basically these sort of zebra relative sort of animals on the safari in Epcot. This was wood carved. There was a gentleman there carving animals out of wood, making small figurines, sculptures, hanging decorations. It was really cool. So basically, these guys have been around for a while, but they weren't officially, their existence wasn't professionally officially proven until the early 1900s. So it's kind of crazy how these guys have been around for a while, and for a long time people thought they were just a myth. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, definitely like the animal, love the history behind it. It was pretty neat, and it's a really neat figurine to have. So I'm gonna set this guy over here. And so the other thing, we've seen the dogs in the background of the videos, usually on the bed. So since I have a husky, I found this. It was a husky. It reminded me of my dog at home. It reminded me that I missed her, so I picked up this to sort of have that sort of sentimental closeness. So got this as well. Let's set this. I gotta find a place for all this stuff, guys. All right, and then now we move on to the boring stuff that you guys don't really want to see, but I'm going to skim through it. Hats. So, here we go. So, from the Pixar movie Up, Russell was part of the Wilderness Explorers. So, this hat definitely kept my neck shaded during the trip. This is sort of almost a necessity to have these kinds of hats when you're going to be in the sun for as long as you're in the sun, especially at these Disney parks. And then from Pandora, the section for Avatar, I got this hat. So that's pretty cool. The ride, Flight of Passage, is probably my favorite ride combined between Disneyland and Disney World. Flight of Passage is probably just my top favorite. There's not really a ride that comes close. There's some really good ones, but this one was just a unique experience for me. So I like this ride a lot more than the others. And then for Star Wars, of course, you got to get the Darth Maul hat. This was a little goofy to wear. It's kind of silly, but it was fun. And that's just sort of what you do when you go to Disney. You just sort of let yourself go and just have some fun with it. So that's what I did. Wearing this thing. And then something else I did is I have this plush here of Baby Yoda, where I would bring him to different cities in Epcot, different countries in Epcot, I mean, and just take a picture of him in front of different locations. So I wanted to carry him much like the Mandalorian does. And so, while on vacation, my brother actually found this nifty bag. So it's just a satchel, I believe. So what I did is, I'll show you guys, I put him inside the bag. Now to carry him around like this. So of course the strap would be on my back. Let's carry him around. So everyone walking by, they would just see this. They would just see him poking out of the bag. And so I had fun with it. Was it a little goofy? Heck yeah. But I had fun with it. So that was, it was entertaining for me and the family. So speaking of Star Wars, I also had to get lightsabers. So you got this one. These were, this one's purple, obviously. This one is from, I forget what it's called. It was like the Jedi Academy show that they used to have a while back. These were all the younglings had, or the kids, that your Padawans in the stage show. They would have a bunch of kids go up, and I don't remember if you got to choose your lightsaber or you're given random ones, but this one, which is red, all the lightsabers with different colors are all the same. So these are what the kids were given for that, and if I remember correctly, they got to keep it if they went on stage. These you have to buy, but this is because it's sort of a memorabilia thing now because they don't have that show anymore. So these were cool to have. And then also, if you spend a bunch of money for a custom lightsaber, I didn't know if they were going to do this, but they did. The lightsaber I made 2 years ago in Disneyland, I brought this to Disney World last week, and they actually fixed it. So this button here, where you turn it on, it's not going to make the noise because I don't have the blade in, but it just wouldn't turn on. So this piece, they actually replaced it in Disney World for free. So if you do have problems with your lightsabers, because it's so freaking expensive, if you're wondering if they're going to help you out, we were told that depends on the employee, it depends on the time, and it depends if they have the replacement parts. But generally, the consensus we got is they're willing to help. They had the part available, they did help, and now this lightsaber is working again, which is, it's freaking awesome. So just remember, they do help you out with those sort of things as well. And so I'm probably missing something, but I've gathered all the stuff I can think of and find for this video. So I'm going to sort of do something a little unconventional, just sort of back up and move some stuff around, because I got some large pieces to my collection now that I need more space to show you guys. So I'm just moving Baby Yoda to the side over here under the desk. So let's start off with this. Let's see, I need to safely carry this over. So we have Daredevil mask. Of course, they don't have a Marvel section in the parks in Disney World. It's in Disneyland. But you can buy the helmet, and it comes with this nice fancy stand, and the helmet just sets right in. It's like a ballpoint underneath. So I'm not going to put it on. You don't want to see a fat man in a Daredevil mask, but this is pretty cool. It's really neat. A Marvel collectible to have, I guess you could say. So yeah, this was really, really freaking cool, and it's so glad to see something Daredevil there at the parks. Given his popularity, not just because of the Netflix show, but him being sort of brought back to life in the MCU and Spider-Man, and then briefly in She-Hulk, and now he gets his own show, and now he's got all these other projects he's in. So it's cool to see Daredevil make this kind of a comeback. The actor deserves it, the team behind the show deserve it, and I can't wait to see where his character goes next. So for the last pieces of this collection, we got some pretty bulky stuff here, and it's all Star Wars, of course. So I have the Pit Droid, if you remember from the movies. This one is actually remote control, and I watched a video online of it being used. You remember from the movies where they sort of just are standing and then they jump down into this little bowl form? Apparently it actually does that. So I was fascinated when I saw this online on Shop Disney, just advertising on social media, the remote control Pit Droid, because it just doesn't seem like something that should be able to walk around. It just seems like it wouldn't work for remote control. So I'm so excited to open it up and see it move around. And so, moving on, if you are a fan of the Cal Kestis game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Star Wars Jedi Survivor, you're probably, like me, a big fan of BD-1. So they had BD-1 for remote control. So, of course, I had to pick this guy up. I mean, I love BD-1 from the games. He's had a better chance taking on Vader than half the Jedi. And if you know what I'm talking about, I think you'll agree it was a pretty cool moment for him. So, yeah, had to have BD-1. And that's not it. I had to get some helmets, but this one wasn't even really a helmet. This is more of like a character's head, but it was made in the form of a helmet. So we have from the Galactic Archives series, I believe is what they're called, we have C-3PO. So I know these are also on the box. I haven't opened them up yet. But this is pretty cool because the faceplate comes off and he can be displayed in this form. And he can be displayed in his appearance from the Phantom Menace. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty neat. I haven't seen anything like this before. So I had to pick it up pretty much as soon as I saw it. And so we have a couple more items. You know my love for the Clone Wars and Clone Troopers in general. So I had to get Clone Helmet. This is, of course, a 212. This is Commander Cody's Clone Troopers. And then the Black Series, they actually make Commander Cody's helmet, which I do have on pre-order. I believe it says, on Amazon, it says it's coming out in March. But most of the helmets in the past, they always arrive earlier than it says they will. So I'm expecting the Cody helmet to show up probably either by Christmas or at some point in January. And then for the last item, this is so freaking huge, guys. If you buy one of these, make sure you got a large car that you're renting if you're road tripping. If you're flying and you got to take this back, good freaking luck packing this in your luggage. So from Star Wars, they had a remote control mouse droid. If you're a Star Wars fan, you know the mouse droid. They're just small little things. But the box for the mouse droid is anything but a small thing. I don't even know if this is even in the frame. Kind of. This is the mouse droid. Okay, it's kind of heavy. So, there you go. That is what I've purchased at Disney World this year. Like I said, all the Star Wars stuff was a lot of money. They're not cheap, but it's so freaking cool to have, and I can't wait to open it all up and display it. I'll also make another video for you guys once it's all, and once I found a place for it all and it's properly displayed. So thank you guys for watching this video. I had a lot of fun at Disney. I can't wait to go again. I'm sure the family's going to want to go again soon. So I don't know if we're going next year, whether it's next year or the year after. I'm sure I'll be buying more stuff again. And of course, if I do, there'll be more Star Wars stuff, of course. So thanks for watching. Keep it digging, guys. Until next time.